Going, CNN family, Anthony back with the continuance of episode 6 because we are on part 4 today. So let me go ahead and start off from there, from where I left off. So now you heard about all the tribulations, and again, I put scriptures around my videos and you could tune into them. Sometimes they block my pretty face and I can't even get seen, and I'm just like, the scripture is more important. They got to know what scriptures relate to these situations that I go through. But okay, so so you've heard about the tribulations. You've also heard about the joy, because there was a lot of joy when I was in the wheelchair, especially how many times I probably went out there, got drunk, got into the same habits that God would give me out of, and I would go right back into them. So literally, that's why I had worse and worse tribulations, especially on the walker, which that is gonna be chapter 7 or episode 7. But we are on episode 6, part 4. So now all the inner stories are gonna add up to pretty much where the tribulations happened, how I got past them, how I got through them, and what I did to maintain positive throughout the whole journey. So pretty much at this point now, I adapted living on a wheelchair. I adapted. I didn't accept. I adapted. That's because I adapt to my situation with whatever situation I'm thrown. I adapt and I embrace and kind of figure out how to live and still be able to through things. That way I'm still living happy and I'm not living bothered like if I was missing something. So as I was saying, so since I adapted to the situation, I said, okay, at that point now I'm 288 pounds. I got a big old belly. I'm on a wheelchair. I'm just like, this sucks. I'm not able to do what I used to be able to do. How can I go to the gym? Now what can I do? That's why my very first videos, I literally, my very first video is one with a red shirt. And I found out these boxing workouts. And I'm like, boxers do this all the time and they're in shape. Not only that, but at the same time, they get a lot of results as far as the definition, their cut lines, everything. Well, since they stay doing that, that's what I start doing at the gym. You walk into my gym and you see me in my inner sets. That's when I'm taking a break from a set. I go into these to maintain my heart flow up, to maintain my warm up going. So then from there, I ended up finding or passing by joyous moments, moments that I'm never gonna get back, that I'm never gonna be able to go back to, because once the past is gone, it's gone for good. You can't go back to it. So literally, I took what I could and I savor those moments. The moments I had with my cousin, my sister, my brother at EDC, like those were awesome, fun times. That I'm glad I got pictures of those moments, because I'm like, I would have been mad if I was like, man, I didn't even get pictures of when I went to EDC with my siblings, and it was a great time. So those are moments that I savor and that I'm always going to have to heart and always going to be able to remember. I've been to EDC, and from there we go on to the choosing the wicked parts in my life. When I would get invited, like, hey, you don't want to go? We're just gonna drink a couple beers, and in my head, I would think, well, hey, a couple beers is cool, Once I get to like 4, I start feeling good. I start feeling tipsy, so I'm like, all right, let's go, and I continue from there. And all these situations led to me looking ridiculous, throwing up in front of people, or option B, breaking something or spraying something that's gonna take me a longer time to recover. And this was a continuous thing every single week. It was different situations. I would either go party or I would go out with my siblings to a club, not a club, to a lounge, more said. And every single situation I would do just led me right back the road I had left, drinking or involved with partying or involved with hanging out with the wrong environment and crowds. All these situations just led me towards one main place again, which was drinking to enjoy myself. From there, I ended up noticing and seeing a lot of different tribulations, of course, and I grew through them. I went through them, I learned from them, and then I grew from them. Once you do those three things in your life, you become a different person, because not only did you live it, not only did you learn it, but you also ended up finding a way to adapt to it. That's why you see me with my hand. Yeah, it's messed up, but I look at this as a blessing, because they wanted to amputate my arm, as you know in my past videos that I talked about. It had an infection right here. They ended up finding out that they could save it, so they ended up doing what they had to do to save it. So now I'm not going to complain about it. I'm like, you know what? Thank God they saved my arms, because I would have not been able to get as far as I did without both of them. Even if they're both different in each way, it's like every human in this world, we're all different. Nobody's going to have my story. Nobody's going to have my differences, which is pretty much like my shoulder. Now, one shoulder can only go this far, but this one could go away this far. That's because this one, yeah, it's a miracle, but it's closer to normal than the actual one that's good. The one that's good, I extend as far as I could go, and that's as far as I could go. And that's with fingers extended and everything. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, every tribulation that you're given makes us different, because everybody gets thrown something in life. The thing is, all right, you got thrown your tribulation. Now let's see what you do with it. How are you going to get past it? How are you going to end up embracing it, adapting to it, or go past it? And that's when it really opens your eyes, because you start noticing that every single tribulation you went through, even if it was a bad day and you're like, man, today sucked at work, that's all adding up to something huge in the long run. And that's the crazy part, that I found out the good part about being in a crappy situation, because I wasn't dealt the best hand of cards after that car accident. Every single card that I freaking pulled was literally, my hand was literally, I'm not gonna lie, all I had was 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's it, 5 twos. And that was my hand that I got dealt. But I said, how can I start replacing these twos and making them into a royal flush? And slowly throughout my journey, I ended up, every single two, I had to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to J. The next one, all the way up to K. The next one, all the way up to, ace. And then the whole way around. Now once all those line up, it spells jackpot, baby, and I hit home run. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I talk about never stop believing. That's why that's the motto that I go by, because it goes with everything. Never stop believing in yourself. Never stop believing in God. Oh, I don't know if there's a God. I believe in Buddha. Never stop believing in Buddha. Oh, I'm not spiritual. I go by science. Well, guess what? Never stop believing in the universe. Just never stop believing in yourself or in anything. And that's the main thing I'm trying to get out there. Never stop believing. Every situation that comes across your path, it's doable to get out of it. You just got to find a way out or make one. But that is episode 4, the Big Bang right there. And we're going to go on to the next chapter. To the next episode. It could be a chapter 2. It's going to be a movie. But that's a whole nother side. But anyways, like I said, go ahead, comment down below what you think. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't. And keep up with the episodes, baby. Let's go on to episode 7 next week. Anthony out.